Good evening, everybody, and to my fellow Marines, happy birthday. I hope your weekend is going well. This is Semper.Reefing, and this is an update on my 210. It's long overdue at this point. I'm sorry about that. But anyways, I'll get right into it with coral growth. Recently, in the past 2 months, I've just noticed my coral has been growing very nice. Everything, especially my SPS, and just great colors overall. My parameters, my alkalinity, give or take 8.7, calcium 420, magnesium 1320, and my pH has been averaging 8.2, hitting a high of 8.4 to 8.5 and not dipping below 8 at night. I also added a calcium reactor. My alkalinity consumption was kind of getting up there. It was dosing 150 milliliters of alkalinity a day, and I kind of figure I'd go ahead and set up a calcium reactor, and I'll go into details. I'll put a clip at the end of this video with my setup. It's an Aqua Ready I got from Bulk Reef Supply. It was the most affordable option, and I figure I'd give it a shot, and so far it's working all right. I'm still dosing a calc slurry with my ice cap medium reactor. I had to put a glass plate in the bottom of it because the pill was starting to cut through the plastic or the acrylic. So I'm glad somebody gave me that piece of advice with the glass. As far as dosing, I'm dosing Red Sea trace colors. That's something new, and I do 10 milliliters of each bottle twice a week, so 20 milliliters total. And I think I've noticed a good bit of just more coloration, and I do think it adds to my coral growth, dosing all those trace elements. My nitrates have been testing at 5 parts per million and phosphates 0.08 parts per million, and that's been pretty steady for the past 2 months or so. I did take my refugium offline because I'm afraid that my nitrates or phosphates will bottom out. I also added a powder blue tang, which is a fish that I've always wanted and never thought I would have. I was kind of just waiting until I got the tank somewhat stocked up with fish because I know they can be aggressive to new additions. When I added him, I did the mirror trick, and I took a big mirror and put it next to my tank, and it kind of occupied the other fish, and he was easily able to settle in and is already grazing and eating well. And I'll probably do that trick in the future, especially because I want to add a big blonde naso tang here in the future. Something I noticed today that was exciting is that one of my lyre-tailed Antheus is morphing into a male, and I've had these guys in here for a couple months, so I'm excited to see how long it'll actually take for him to fully turn into a male and color up. And that's something I've just been excited for since I added these fish to the tank. As for my copper band butterfly, he's been doing really well, and as you can see, grazing on copepods, and he eats almost any frozen I give him and just gets along very well, and it's just such a fun fish to watch. Overall, I'm really excited with how this tank looks, being that it's not even 9 months old yet. I did start the cycle March 1st of this year, and sitting back, it looks like it's a 2-year-old tank. There's a couple more things I want to do. Obviously I'll probably add more coral. My weeping willow toadstool is getting pretty big where it is right now, and as much as I love it, I think I need to move it, and I'll probably move it to a corner, or maybe even kind of glue it to the back wall on the back right side so it won't shadow too much. But I will be adding a couple more fish. We'll let things balance out. I don't like to add too many fish too fast. And as for coral, I'm just going to keep letting them do their thing. I'm going to keep dosing the Red Sea trace colors. I'm going to fine tune this calcium reactor and just let this thing cook. Basically, it's just going to get better with time, and that's about it. I'll make a quick video on my calcium reactor and kind of show you guys what I'm doing with that. Alright, so here's my filtration tent. My fish tank is plumbed through the wall. I did do a video kind of giving a tour of this. And I'll just go ahead and say I'm, apologize in advance for the background noise. I got a bunch of flies in here. I guess that's a problem with having this in the garage. I just opened my tent and all these flies come in. Anyways, here's my calcium reactor. It's the Aqua Ready. This is the only one that's on VRS. It's pretty decent size. I'm running the ARM extra course media, and I luckily had a separate extra pH probe, and here's my 5-pound tank. I do have the regulator hooked up to my energy bar, and I have it pretty much set to turn off when the pH hits 6.4 and turn back on when it hits 6.5. So it kind of averages 6.4 to 6.5. I have a Kamoer X1 Pro running constantly. Right now it's doing 35 milliliters a minute. I went with that because it's affordable. I got it for $130 on Amazon, and that's what I use on my Aqueon reactor, and that doubles as my ATO. But anyways, good pump. I'll let y'all know how it does in the long run, obviously on my next update. What else? It was recommended that this is my old CO2 scrubber. I don't really need it anymore, but my friend told me that I had extra crushed coral, and I put it in here kind of as a buffer to buffer all the carbon dioxide, so that it doesn't decrease my pH in my total water volume. So like I said, kind of like a buffer. And this is my return from my chiller. It kind of just dumps in here, and here's my effluent dripping. And sorry, you can't really see too well. But anyways, all that water stirring up in there from my chiller return kind of works out, and it kind of dissipates the CO2 as well. And ever since I started running this calcium reactor, I have not seen any changes in my pH. So I guess you could say it's working as it should. God, these flies are bad. I need to do something about this. It kind of got hot here in November, and more flies. Anyways, that is it. Everything's looking good. I do need to clean my sump. I haven't done a water change, and I honestly can't tell you the last time I did a water change. But next time I do one, I'm gonna get all this to try this out and give the sump a good cleanup. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Skimmer's working well. Everything's doing all right. And so far so good. Hope you'll have a good rest of your week. Happy reefing and have a nice day.